Hi everyone, and welcome to week 2. This week we're looking at principles 3 and 6 of the code, which are transparency and recognition. Transparency in research is about reporting research findings accurately and disclosing and managing conflicts of interest. Recognition in research in Australia applies directly to recognising and respecting Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people's values, cultures, and knowledge. A significant aspect of the recognition principle is ensuring that any research that involves Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander communities in any way must follow the explicit and detailed best practice guidelines set out in the code, and close collaboration and consultation with the impacted communities is essential. For the concept of transparency, it applies in everyday life in the way organisations act and the way we act ourselves. This week's first activity and discussion look at transparency in this context. Transparency in research is closely related to the principle of honesty, which we looked at last week, but it does go a little bit further. Transparency as researchers not only requires honesty, but it also means that others should be able to easily observe and scrutinise our behaviour and actions. An example of transparency in research is how we need to provide a precise step-by-step account of how our research has been undertaken, and with enough detail that another researcher could implement the same study and yield similar results. And we have an activity this week that asks you to look closely at aspects of transparency related to your current research project. Transparency is also about declaring and managing conflicts of interest. This extends to managing potential conflicts of interest and issues that may be perceived by others as conflicts. A potential or perceived conflict of interest doesn't always mean the research can't go ahead, but it does mean the conflict must be disclosed and a transparent process must be put into place to show how potential or perceived conflicts are being managed and minimised. Our second discussion forum looks at a scenario where you're asked to think about how a hypothetical researcher should manage issues of transparency and potential conflicts of interest. Have a great week, and I'll see you all online.